Good evening. The statistics are frightening, and so are the state of some of the vehicles being driven without insurance. We've been out with West Midlands Traffic Police today, who are seizing 12,000 uninsured vehicles every year. That's at least one an hour. In fact, 12 of our region's postcodes rank in the top 20 areas for uninsured drivers. And this is what it looks like on a map. A series of red blobs showing the scale of the problem. Our reporter Sarah Bishop joins us now from Handsworth. And Sarah, that is the area which tops the list of uninsured drivers.
Yes, B21, the postcode here, Handsworth, something like 8 times the national average number of uninsured drivers here. If that wasn't bad enough, Birmingham's actually got the silver and bronze position in that league table as well, if you like, because Allen Rock and Bawdsley hot on the heels of B21 here. It's not a record to be proud of. It's a massive problem for the police and something they're very keen to crack down on, as I found out with them on an operation today.
OK, so I have to caution you that we don't have to say anything, but my harmony defence was not mentioned now, so she later on in court.
It's a sobering moment. This motorist hadn't told his car insurers that it had illegal tinted windows fitted everywhere except for the windscreen.
And if your windows aren't transmitting the available light, of course an insurer's not going to insure you, are they? Because you're more likely to have a collision.
A quick call to his insurers to confirm that his policy has been immediately revoked. But at least this driver had some kind of insurance, unlike the drivers of many of these vehicles. This van has just been emptied by the police here, and it's pretty typical of what they found this morning. The driver only had a provisional licence, the van hadn't been MOT'd for 2 years, and there was no tax on it. So this now is off to the crusher. It's estimated that across our region, 85,000 people are driving without insurance.
I think it's almost an ethos behind it. People don't think it's antisocial, or historically haven't, and now are only just understanding you wouldn't get into a car with a drunk driver. And what we're saying is, don't sit in a passenger seat of a car with an uninsured driver. And if you're that uninsured driver, get insurance, or you will be caught, as today clearly shows.
There's 2 cameras on the back of the car. And every number plate that we pass, it automatically reads them. You'll hear a plink plink noise in the background.
With automatic number plate recognition systems in every traffic police officer's car, the net is closing.
Well, it's a case of you get the immediate alert, and then it's a quick look in the mirrors, see where it's gone, turn around and go after it.
In the past 4 years, the money from the scrappage of uninsured vehicles in the region has amounted to £750,000, money that's been ploughed back into safety initiatives. And if you've been wondering about the penalty for driving without insurance, it's 6 points on your licence and a £300 fixed penalty notice, or a substantial fine if you end up going to court.
So, Sarah, you've seen the end of a week-long targeted operation by West Midlands Police. What surprised you the most?
Well, I think the first thing, just how easy it was to find these uninsured drivers. I mean, it was something of a fishing expedition the police were on today, in the sense that officers would go out, they'd pull people over because they perhaps weren't wearing a seatbelt or because they had a bald tyre on their vehicle, and then they'd find out within seconds that they weren't uninsured. And secondly, I suppose the crossover between people committing this kind of quite minor, I suppose you could say, motoring offence and much more serious crime. We had 2 arrests today in the space of 4 hours at Hodge Hill. One of those men, he was frisked. He'd been pulled up because he had no registered keeper of the car he was in. It turned out that he was one of the police's most wanted.
Sarah Bishop, thank you for that. Now, a warning about our next story, which